They are restless. They have anxiety. They can't sit still. Their learning capabilities are insatiable. Their mind is reaching out for spontaneous stimulation and intellectual learnings. Can't force them to because they're taking in, they're information gatherers, and they're taking in all of this information. How are they going to make it in the world if you don't show them structure, boundaries, and to obey rules? You're going to have a real deep understanding of who they are and who you are as their mother, because they chose you and you chose them. Who are you? What if you knew that your children were born specifically for this era? And I'll give you 5 reasons how you know, if you've got a child or you know a child or you work with children, why they are acting the way that they are acting. Besides some of the issues that are going on with the world, with agriculture and pharmaceuticals and food, diet, nutrition, etc., there are other reasons why they've chosen to be born here, because they are game changers. They are the pioneers. They are our future. Number 1, they are restless. They have anxiety. They can't sit still. Their learning capabilities are insatiable. They cannot learn enough. They cannot learn the way that we have been teaching children for the last 40 years. They're labeled as ADD and ADHD, but I call them multitasking, multifunctional, multi-amazing, multi-purposed children. They have a hard time sitting down. They have a hard time adhering to rules and regulations and standards. Sit here for an hour and learn this. Sit there for 2 hours and learn that. Go home and spend 2 hours on homework. The structure and compartmentalizing life is not in their nature, because their mind is creative. Their mind is reaching out for spontaneous stimulation and intellectual learnings on their own pace, at their own will, and to support each other. And therefore, if you really want to sit children down and work with them, have them support and help each other. So you are the facilitator of their own group, as they are all teachers and students together. Now, this is whether you are running a Girl Guide camp or Boy Scouts, whether you are a teacher, a therapist, a counselor, a mother, even if you are a caregiver. This works great with the children of the millennial. Number 2, do not like rules. You are not the boss of them. They are the boss of you. And they're going to let you know that right from the get-go. They're going to have their hands on their hips. They seem really grown up for their age, very grown up. And it seems that you keep telling them, this is not when you live under the roof of your own house, you can make your own rules. You may have a partner where you're struggling with, where you want to give this child complete freedom, and your partner thinks, how are they going to make it in the world if you don't show them structure, boundaries, and to obey rules? That's an old paradigm. They want to shift, and that's why they are acting out in the way that they are. The more you push back, the more they're going to push. Not always a pleasant situation. I totally get that. Number 3, these are different children. They live in a la-la land, so it seems. It's that their mind is void of focusing on A, B, and C. They're drifting. Their imagination is going wild. They're intuitive. They're picking up on the feelings and emotions of those around them. And it may seem like you're snap out of it. Are you paying attention? Focus. As if they're not listening. And they may need you to repeat things because it appears that they were listening. They go with glassy eyes, but they aren't. They are literally in another realm. They're somewhere else. They got this gift. Sometimes it's an escape to sort of deal with the anxiety and the energy of anxiety in their world. So you want to check in with yourself. How are you in their space? So yes, you do have to repeat. Ask them if they've heard you. See if they're even prepared to be listening. If they're in a zone, they may say, can we do this after? Teach them that they are allowed to say, I'm not ready to absorb information right now. Don't question it. Don't ask why. Don't demand that they should be ready for it. But when they are, you can check in with them. Are you ready now? Because I'd like to have this discussion within the next 24 hours. Within 24 hours is reasonable. They should be able to find a pocket of space to focus. You may have to give them something to fidget with. You may have to give them something to draw on just to be able to get into their left side of their brain, because they're always in the right side of the brain. They're creative, they're artistic. You can even put music on. Instrumental music can help them focus. Number 3, very similar to the ones that are kind of in their own heads, seemingly spaced out, not focused, except that their mind is very similar to that, but it's going 2, 3 different places at the same time. They're very visual. They see action going on behind them. And if you're trying to communicate with them or focus on something, if there is their sister in the background or television over there, or there's traffic, or there's kids playing, or it's a busy street because you're standing on a sidewalk, they can't focus because their eyes are, and you can't force them to, because they're taking in, they're information gatherers, and they're taking in all of this information and assessing the situation. And you could call that ADD and ADHD as well. But again, it's a multi-focused, multi-talented, multi-curious person. So when you're ready to communicate with them, it's got to be in a quiet place, maybe in their bedroom or in the living room when nobody's around and the TV's off. They're easily distracted. So you cannot have the TV on. They love distraction, in fact. And then there's number 5. And that is the ones that want to be able to express other people's emotions. They absorb emotions and they act out on that. And they do it ever since they're babies. So if you find that you have a child, whether they're 8 months old, 8 years old, or 18 years old, and you are not self-regulated emotionally, you hold your feelings in, you try to fake that you're happy and you're content when you're not, you're having a fight with your husband and you're putting on that smiley face, or you had a bad day at work, you can't hide it from them. And they don't understand that it's coming from you. So they act it out. They'll act out your anger. They'll act out your fear. They'll act out your anxiety. And then you're going to think that I already had a bad day and now I got a dysregulated child. No, he's absorbing your emotions and your feelings and he's acting it out because he's an empath, or she's an empath. What can you do about this? You can be real with them. When they're young, they're going to ask you if you're okay. When they're older, they're going to stop asking because they've learned that maybe they're not okay, because they have not learned that they absorb the emotions of others. So if they're older and you haven't taught them this, trust me, I didn't know this when my child was young either, then you just tell them, you know what, I had a bad day. You don't have to tell them why. You don't have to tell them with who. You don't have to tell them it was their dad or their job or the neighbor or their sister. You just have to say, I'm having a bad day. I'm feeling anxious. Having a bad day. I'm feeling sad. How about you? You can check in with them too, right? And they might go like, oh, and then they're not going to express your anxiety, your sadness, your frustration, because you already told them, having a bad day, I'm feeling frustrated. It has nothing to do with you, babe. How do you feel about that? Do you have any of these 5 children? Because if you do, you might want to hop on a call with me at askhollyhall.com. And even if you just pay the $33.33, 3 child chart reading. And after I'm finished talking nonstop for 15 minutes about your child, you're going to have a real deep understanding of who they are and who you are as their mother, because they chose you and you chose them.